Back in the 1960s and 1970s, it was common for drivers, such as yourself, to compete in a variety of racing disciplines. Do you think this is starting to make somewhat of a return as NASCAR drivers are more commonly competing in dirt track races or IndyCar drivers in IMSA races?
Well, yeah, I think that it's a matter of desire from the standpoint of any particular individual to expand, their horizon to become more versatile. You can see that some individuals such as but the latest perhaps that getting the most ink on this is Fernando Alonso, who all of a sudden wants to spread his wings and make his mark in some other disciplines, such as, of course, the sports prototypes, by winning Le Mans and things like that, and also, he's talking about venturing to Indy cars, which sooner or later I feel is going to happen, and that's good for the sport. I was one that obviously benefited greatly in my career from being curious and going to so-called outside of where my specialty was, and my specialty being open wheel single seaters, but sports prototypes always attracted me, and whether it was Can-Am or long distance, and then of course the stock car world. I had some opportunities there, which turned out to be very well for me. Even I never had an intention of making a career outside of where my specialty is, but taking advantage of the opportunities I had with good teams, so I was able to bring on the result. And that's obviously the ultimate objective. And I can say that I won in every category that I raced in, and there's no bigger satisfaction in that. I mean, okay, I've been just lately, here. Okay, you didn't win in rally. Yeah, it's true. I did not compete specifically in that category. However, I won the Pikes Peak Hill Climb, which is now a rally event. And when I raced, it was gravel road all the way up to the top. Now it's even paved. So usually rallies run on dirt road or gravel roads everywhere in the world where they run. So the bottom line is, I can claim that I've won even in rally, technically.
Yeah, technically.
Again. It's all about not just competing, but being able to win in somebody else's, sandbox, if you will, at their own rules. So, and I think when you see drivers, expand to that, like you said, some of the stock car boys, like Kyle Larson, for instance, he's still, very much involved in the sprint cars, and he still does his dirt racing, and I think that's great for the sport in many, many ways. It attracts more attention. The fans love it. When you saw, even after he basically retired, with Jeff Gordon went and drove at Daytona, and with the Taylor team there, they even won the race. How good is that? So I would always encourage that, but it's an individual thing. It's just whatever the individual looks forward to, what's important to the individual, and so forth. It's a lot of them hide behind, I have contracts and they're not allowed. Well, every contract I had did not allow me to do it, but I did it. I controlled my own interests. I mean, my own, and so again, it's just how much do you want it? How important is it to you? And but overall, I think it's great for the sport. When Fernando Alonso, just recently came to Indianapolis couple of years ago. Obviously, he had to forego Monaco, which is a marquee event for Formula One as well. But I think situations, circumstances, I should say, sort of allowed him to do that. And I think IndyCar gained a great deal, from the point of interest, and Formula One in so many ways, because they have one of their own coming over and doing well. So I think everybody gains, and so I would definitely encourage that anytime, but it's got to be a personal preference.
All right. Now, something you mentioned was the satisfaction of winning in just about any discipline you compete in, and one of the drivers you specifically mentioned was Fernando Alonso. I wonder if that desire to, win a race in IndyCar will bring him over to IndyCar, even if it's not full-time, but part-time, probably not next year, but who knows, in the future sometime. And not to mention the fact that a win at the 500 would complete the Triple Crown for him.
Well, again, I think it's not 100%, that he will be coming or not coming. It's up to him. I think the doors are still open for him to potentially even compete at Indy. We'll just have to wait and see. And if and when he decides, I think it would be a big shot in the arm for the interest of the sport. For the regular fans, the fans that follow closely, and maybe even from the standpoint of some of the casual fans, that all of a sudden might pique their interest. So again, it can only be a positive thing, and I hope that he makes that decision for his career.
Yeah, I think he would be a very popular driver if he as it was seen back in 2017, and I think about every indication I saw, at least, was that he enjoyed doing it.
Oh, he did, absolutely, and I think he worked at it very hard and very diligently. I personally appreciated and admired his professionalism, and at the same time, I think he was very popular with the fans. His demeanor, I think, is perfect, and you could tell that he was really enjoying the attention that he was getting, extra attention, and so I think it gave him a whole new perspective about the value of pleasing the fans, if you will. And so again, he can, I think he gained popularity all the way around by doing so.
Yeah, I will admit, when it was first announced that he would do Indianapolis, I did wonder how much he would be into, interacting with fans, which is certainly a lot more common in IndyCar, even just American racing in general, than what you might see, for example, over at a Formula One race. And certainly, I think as we've said, he was very interactive, and he really liked it.
Yeah, he was. He loved what he got in return, because the fans were really very very emotional, and they were demonstrating how much they appreciated his efforts, and that was all very healthy stuff.
Yeah, sure, it certainly was.